Okay, hi. It's May 23rd, 2017, Tuesday. A week ago, I went into Boca Medical Regency. About 12 o'clock, my brother and my mom took me. That was really nice. For my appointment for my surgery, I was having a modified radical left mastectomy and taking out my lymph nodes. I wasn't as frightened as I was when I first got the biopsies a year ago, the 2 biopsies there in Lynn Cancer Institute, to see if I had cancer in the left breast. What I found very interesting was when I get really nervous and frightened, my body shivers and quivers, shakes. My legs feel shaking, almost like I'm gonna collapse. The pulsating of the energy is off the wall really fast, so which probably means that my heart rate is going up. This time when I went in last Tuesday, it wasn't. And I thought how interesting that was, that it wasn't. So I've gotten very in tune to my body and the way my body feels. And I believe the reason that it wasn't as bad as I anticipated it to be really bad was because of all of the energy work that I have been working through. The week before, setting myself up in a good frame of mind, knowing that this was my battle. I was the bull, or the buffalo. We'll call it the buffalo because this is a true story about when the storm comes, the big storm, the hurricane, whatever it is that's coming out west, and the buffalo senses it. The buffalo will go right through, will dash right towards it as it's coming, right towards it, right into it. And the storm passes over the buffalo as the buffalo passes through it. So it's much quicker and easier, even though it might be harsh at one particular moment. It's a shorter moment than if it was running with it. It would never end. Now the cow, when the storm comes, cow runs with the storm. Cow's in the storm continuously from beginning to end. So the storm never ends in the cow. And obviously, my body felt like a buffalo. Now, I know these tales have been told to me, but when my body identifies with the tales and the stories, then I feel there's something of value to that. So my perception of value that works for me with healing is gathering all the information through researching what comes from a good source that I can ascertain an intelligent way of handling approach to what's happening to me, rather going off to where I used to go, La La Land, walking away from it in total denial, not facing the physical issue that was happening, and thinking that I could be Tinkerbell, sprinkle fairy dust, and it's all gone, or all my blessings and all my prayers and everything will instantly move it away from all the stories. And it does come from all the stories of Christ, where he was able to cast a wish and bring the dead back to life, or heal this person or that person, whoever he chose, and the ones he didn't. But these are all the stories that we're told. Are they true? Well, they're true for everybody else that believes that they're true, and I will never deny that. But for me, my truth was, and still is, what I'm going through, what I feel. Do I love fantasy and stories? Sure. Has it helped me throughout the course of my traumas growing up? Absolutely. Fiction, my imagination, yeah. The character Grandma Michele, I came up with in my head, from my imagination, an escape to a promised land, a utopia that I want here on earth with us. I want it for nothing for me, but for everybody else around me, everybody I meet. I want to engulf them in this universal, cultural, all one, all connected. Do I believe we're all connected? Yeah, we're all connected. Because if you know anything about how a human is developed, or throughout in science, we come from just one cell. Somehow this one cell got out there, split over and over and over again, and it became the I think it was from the water out onto the ocean to thing. And then of course we have our religious belief that we believe, you know, God just planted Adam on earth and split him, making or taking part of him out to make Eve, and then conceiving and having children biologically and moving on with that wonderful story. And it is a wonderful story. But those are stories to me. Do I believe in a higher power? 100%. What it is? To me, it's energy, something universal, something collective from all of our thoughts that carries on. I've done a lot of studies lately with self-hypnosis, which I learned from Dr. Brian Weiss in Omega Institute when I took his course in past life regression therapy in 2010. When I had a doctor hypnotize me as one of the parts of the class that we were supposed to all do, when that doctor started to do whatever she normally does with a patient, and she put me under a hypnotic trance, and I came out, or really didn't come out because I don't think I really went into it. She said something came over her, like she couldn't do what she normally would do, her role play as she was taught, and she just went somewhere else with it. And she asked me, what did I see? What happened to me? What did I feel? So I said, I was just very, very much relaxed. My eyes were very closed. And I would look up and I would see like a hilltop around, mountaintop with shadows over that, kind of looking down at me. And I would have the feeling of There's someone or people or things, whatever, observing what I'm doing, and I'm from there, which is not the past. We could call it the future if we want to put a time frame on it, but not the past. But I've come back into this time with this DNA in me to go through cycles of all kinds of disabilities, getting through them, learning about them, moving on. All of it had to do with the learning experience of what it felt like being human. Now, this can all be in my imagination, but that's what it felt like, and that's just what I told her. So I know there's deception in my imagination because it's something that I want to believe because it makes me happy and comfortable. When something makes me happy and comfortable, my body's not stressed, I'm ease, I have no anger, I feel beautiful, I have a smile, I can laugh, I can make people laugh, and I connect to things that are very serene, very real, and have movement. But all of this comes from what's been downloaded in my head. So basically, I'm saying all I was in the beginning was a blank, like a computer. And then there was data thrown into me, combined with the original data that came in my basic computer, that got mixed up. As my cycles kept going, my computer had to upgrade to take on more information. And when I was fed something that was comfortable, something deep inside, which I do not know what it is, I would have a really comfortable flow and be really happy. When something was uncomfortable, I would want to spit it out as if it was a virus that was not allowing me to be the pure person that I thought I was supposed to be. But of course, this is my perception of being the goody two-shoes. So throughout my course of experience, I've met so many people, wonderful people, and not so wonderful people. And for me, all of them were all parts of me. For me to look at, see things that I like, see things that I don't like, and try to continue growing. So when I started to learn about chakras and energy, that seemed to click and make sense to me. My vibrational energy, my frequency, as if I'm a TV and I'm on a certain television station, and if there's another network that's connected to my network because we're on the same frequency, then they'll get together with me. And it's not that it's for good or bad, it's for a purpose that I don't usually know until it has time to align, stay on, before it leaves. Basically, that's relationships with people. So I'll just talk about some of the wonderful people that have come into my life with my cancer journey. The cancer journey was the most difficult thing for me to accept. That I had cancer, that I was vulnerable, that I could die. And when I was diagnosed a year ago, I didn't do anything about it. At that time, I would not have had to have a complete mastectomy. I only would have had to have a lumpectomy, which was less severe. But I walked away from that thinking I could heal myself holistically with things that I believed in, because I was doing a lot of energy work and helping other people. And I thought the power with God and prayer would dissolve it instantly, it would be gone. But that didn't happen. It did get bigger. And it affected my mouth. And at that point, when I had to have 2 teeth extracted, I knew I was in serious trouble. So I went back into the system, got reevaluated, had more tests, found out the tumor got much bigger, and now it was a mastectomy needed. But I was still lucky that I was eligible for surgery. So I bit the bullet, and I went totally against what I was believing in, and thought this was the better path. So I can't say that I was right or wrong, okay? I can't say, well, if I didn't do it and I stayed that way, would I've lived longer or die? Well, there's statistics for everything. But what I will say is, I am happy that I did do it, because that whole year, as much as I was telling everybody, I'm okay, I'm in no pain, and I had no pain, and I'm happy and I'm doing this, there was a very deep hole in me getting bigger and bigger, acerbating, burning the fear that I'm doing the wrong thing. And I couldn't get over that. Maybe there's some people that can, and they get over that, and God bless them, and they're very lucky, and their cancer can disappear. Mine didn't. Mine got bigger. As much as I try to believe the other way, it wasn't happening for me. Is it that my belief in God is not as strong as those beliefs? Probably so. Because mine is not just a God, it's something above a God, something of energy, something of source, something of power that is all the gods, is all of everything. But everything has a value, and whatever clients I have, I work with their belief systems, not mine. Because when you empower someone from where they are. You don't take away. So a few of the really great blessings that happened here to me. A week before the test, I decided I was going to go back to a yoga class in JCC. And there was a new woman there giving yoga. Her name was Noah. And after the class, I went over to her and I thanked her. It was a really nice class. We started talking, which was very sweet. She told me she was writing a book, and I told her that I've written, and we had something in common. We exchanged phone numbers. And I had this just great desire to want to help her. Something with her book, something that I could help her with resource, with how to publish it, how to get started. So when she knew what I was going through, she had sent me a text, could she do anything for me? She just wanted to do something for me. And well, I was very overwhelmed with that. So much so, I was too overwhelmed and wasn't sure I really wanted to let her in. But I think I let her in because I felt she was very vulnerable and I didn't want her to be hurt from others, because she seemed to be someone that was too sweet, too kind, and could get help, could get hurt. I know that along my way, I was too sweet, too kind, and did get hurt and taken by quite a few, being naive. So I learned to put a guard up, but I care about those young ones that are still there. I don't want to stop them from being open and loving, kind, because then they'll miss out on whatever they're supposed to do. So I just took it gently, and I said to her, well, there's this opening of a print shop, and it might be good if we go together. If you want to take me there, I think I'm up to it. This was last night. Because I think you might get some information about printing, and I know some people there, and I think there'll be some good people for you to meet. Well, she was all up to it. She got a babysitter. She came and she picked me up. Now I'm using a walker because I have to take it slow. We went to it. We showed up. There was Brandy there, who's the one that invited me. Young girl. I call all these young ones the angelic angels, the goddesses that are open here with kind, good hearts. And I see so much great things. People helping people, being really nice and kind. Yes, they do need to make money. They do need to start their business and move together. But there's so much more to all of this. They were serving svici there from a woman that opened up a restaurant a year and a half ago. And I was sitting down and I was talking to her. And I was telling her about my mastectomy that I had a week ago, and it's gone. And I was actually making a joke out of it, because for me it's just easier to laugh about it than to cry and be happy. And I know I'm going through it and I'm fine. But she started crying and she said it's not a joke because she just lost her daughter from cancer 28 years ago. And I felt so bad, and I was really sorry. I didn't mean that in that way, but for her, she was devastated. Her daughter died, 28 years old, cancer, a lot of cancer. And I gave her my card. I said, just call me. Maybe we'll have lunch. That was really all. Then there was this other guy that Noah met, 52-year-old doctor, Jewish man, listening to him, highly educated, very intelligent. And I thought, how nice. He's looking for a relationship, to meet someone, and I meet so many along the way. All kinds of women that are looking, and men. And it'd be nice if I can connect someone. And hopefully something good happens of it. I think if more of us do things like that, we can make that ripple really grow in the water. I think that's what humanity needs now. It's just helping each other through our crises, our times. Some of us are stronger than others, and some of us are not. And the strong ones, yes, should help the weak ones. But the weak ones have a strength too, and they can't hold on to just being weak because that's power. They have to go slow on their speed, not to go too fast, or else they burn out. So everybody is on their speed, their track. You can't force anyone to be on yours. Otherwise, the tidal wave happens. And then people die. So if we just want a pure, healthy, clean balance, just give a smile, even if you're in pain. You'll feel better. That's all for now. Bye-bye.